Hey everybody, it's Christmas time, which also means it's almost New Year's time. 2026 is right around the corner, and a lot of us are thinking about how we are going to read and study God's Word in the new year. And we just want to let you know that the First Baptist Bible reading plan is going to be on our First Baptist Church app. So make sure that you take a look at that. We create this Bible reading plan just for our church so that you are getting exposed to all of God's Word, but also you're reading and preparing for Sunday mornings. Whatever the text is we're going to be preaching, we have that passage built into the plan as well. So make sure to download the First Baptist app where you can get all of our content, but also you can get the Bible reading plan so you can go deeper into God's Word in 2026.
Welcome to the After Sunday Show. My name's Heath Lambert. I am the senior pastor here at First Baptist Church, and as I welcome you to this edition of the After Sunday Show, it's actually a very special edition for several reasons. One reason this is a very special edition of the After Sunday Show is because we're still in the Christmas season.
It's Christmas time.
So we're going to be talking about Christmas stuff. Well, actually, I think we're going to be, you guys were having some crosstalk here a minute ago.
I actually think I'm the only one that's going to bring up Christmas stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, so maybe it won't be a very special Christmas.
Yeah.
Even though,
Merry Christmas.
Here's the thing. When you're sitting, Merry Christmas. You guys are sitting there or driving there or whatever you're doing, and you're hoping you're going to listen to some pastors talk about Christmas, and I think you're about to be real disappointed.
I'm going to fulfill all of their
All right,
wants.
so you'll have to carry their hopes and dreams.
The hopes
These
and fears of
all
the
the
years
years are not met here today.
And what is the weather like outside right now in Jacksonville, Florida?
Like as we're
Right
recording,
now,
isn't it
at
like
Christmas
70
time.
some odd?
It's like balmy and like 68.
Yeah, you just got
I took my
naked
jacket
because you were so hot. You took everything off.
My brother sent me a text today with snow in Ohio, like 5 inches of snow.
Yeah, my phone's filled up
It's
with
crazy.
friends from up north giving
So
me
crazy.
snow pics. So maybe it is Christmas time, but I don't know that we're going to talk about Christmas. So God help us all.
We got mugs though.
Maybe we do have Christmas mugs. So if you're watching, you can see us making merry here with our Christmas.
Before we
mugs.
start, can I ask a rapid fire Christmas
You can
question?
do anything you wanna
real
do.
quick. I want to know. I was thinking about asking. I just want to ask this like rapid
Now,
fire.
but here's the thing.
breaking the
Before,
rules.
you're going to have
I
to wait
can't.
though because I haven't even introduced these people.
Okay, tell them who they are, and then I get to ask a rapid fire, but it doesn't count.
Which is another reason why. Now here's the thing: I'm pushing the line here because
I
I'm
know.
not supposed to be in charge of content.
I know.
But I am reining you in here just a little bit, so we can at least serve our folks. Because there's another reason
Who are these men?
why. Spencer, did you have too much caffeine?
I was hanging out with Sean.
The spirit of Sean is dwelling in you.
Sorry, I'm
Taylor,
gonna
this
take a drink.
is Heath Lambert. Could you please cut Spencer's caffeine in half the next time he does the After Sunday Show? Okay, so another reason this is a special edition is because you could, if this is not very much a Christmas episode, you could call this the Knockety
That's right.
edition.
Ah.
Because we have Knockety pastors here at for this episode. But the other reason it's special is because we have 2 hosts that have never hosted before.
Yes, that's right.
So it's going to be fascinating to see what happens. So now I will introduce, of course, there's Spencer. You've been on here a bunch of times. Pastor at the Knockety campus here at First Baptist. Then we've got Seth Singleton, who is worship and music at the Knockety campus. And also, I think it's well known around here that you're kind of in charge of good looks over there. That's what I've heard.
Sean used to think so.
And then we've got RJ Lago, student ministry at the Knockety campus,
Yes,
and
sir.
all around great guy. Now, did you wear that Georgia Bulldogs
I
shirt,
did.
knowing that this was so?
Well,
You did it on purpose.
I did it on purpose for your Florida fans who listen, just to lick it and poke them right in the eye.
All right.
The SEC championship is this weekend. I don't know if
Okay.
you know, but the Dogs are in. The Dogs are in. Go Dogs. Go Dogs.
I did not. That
The
did not
Buckeyes
come up
beat
in my-
Michigan this
I hate
weekend.
that you're an
In the
Ohio
snow.
State fan. I just
It's
hate
so
Ohio
great.
State
I don't
fans.
talk about it a lot because people want me to
I'm
get
calling
fired.
you out. I knew it for a long time, and it's shameful that you. But the problem with Knox is we have all these Ohio State fans that have moved down recently.
It is
And so
true.
I'm having to defend
We're taking
against the
over.
North.
And I'm ashamed of Arkansas, so I didn't wear any apparel. So here we go.
So we're off to a very rambunctious
Yes.
start on
Yes.
this very special edition of the After Sunday Show. I have one very limited responsibility, and it is to moderate the conversation. I'm doing a poor job. You have asked.
I want to just
to have a
want to
lightning round. So now that we all
Lightning
know
round.
who we all are,
since we're not going to do as much Christmas, I'm going to ask a Christmas question, but since we're not
are
doing
we
as
sure
much,
we're not doing as much Christmas?
I'm
Is
pretty
that
sure.
A done deal?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
So
Go ahead.
RJ's also our resident conspiracy theorist, and I think that's
Yeah.
going to inform his
Oh,
question
we're gonna
today.
have a conspiracy-
So,
okay. Oh yeah, you
so-
had said okay.
Yeah. So, ooh, that's a teaser. We should,
Wait,
we should
okay.
make people wait till the end
Yeah.
for RJ. 'Cause
Okay.
then, okay. I just want to know what your most controversial, hottest Christmas take is. So I want to know what opinion or taste or lack of taste about Christmas do you have that people get onto you for or do not understand? Something that everybody's into that you think is a joke. Something that you're into at Christmas time that everybody thinks is insane. So I think eggnog is absolutely disgusting.
Really?
Do you think it's disgusting?
So it's funny when you were saying that, you were going down your list, and I was like, do you know what? So this would be like an eggnog kind of.
I think eggnog is. Taylor likes eggnog.
But I feel like there's a good number of people in the world who hate eggnog. I don't think you're alone in that.
Really? Okay. Well, Taylor
don't-
was
they don't
telling
come
me
out
that you
publicly
have
and
to have
say
it
it,
in
though.
latte form. That's
They
what she
shouldn't
said.
come out publicly.
I almost ordered an eggnog latte this morning, but I didn't want to
really?
spend the money. So
What's your hot take? What's your hot Christmas take?
uh,
Controversial.
I mean,
you
I
get in
don't know that I
trouble
have
for it.
anything hugely. I mean, probably out in the world, like I really think Christmas is Jesus' birthday. So out there in the world, but inside Christian circles. But I would say maybe the thing I talk about every year. Is I start celebrating Christmas the day after Thanksgiving, and I stop sometime around New Year's.
Okay.
So I really, really am disciplined. I don't judge anybody that wants to do it different. I know some people start on November the 1st.
It's November
I
the
know
1st
some
for the
people
music.
start on 4th of July. I don't judge anybody who does anything different. It's just that I like to be disciplined to concentrate it after.
But you decorate the house. You decorate the living room and the outside of the house. But you are also one of the only people I know who actually you like to have festive pants.
You
I
do.
have festive. So there. Okay. So maybe that's my. Maybe
The
that's
festive
take.
pants. I remember
It
when the
should-
festive pants came out. I remember.
If we were like sitting on like bar stools,
Yeah.
I would have worn festive pants today.
You would have.
But
Yep.
I just have khaki.
How many different pairs do you have?
I don't know.
Okay. RJ, what's your hot take on Christmas?
Well, I used to be
Controversial
very
thing.
disciplined as well.
Oh yeah,
like
you
Heath.
went crazy this year.
I was upset with people that would go early, and I've converted.
Did Caroline Haley do it?
No,
Did you
no,
lead
I had
to
nothing to
faithfulness?
do with her. I actually maybe the hot take for me would be we started. I don't know what came over our family, but we all just were like ravenous wolves, and we pulled out all the Christmas
seen the
stuff.
footage.
There's footage.
I've seen footage,
And
yes.
our daughter's dancing with ski masks on and crazy stuff. Anyway, so we did that. I think it was October 31st, after Halloween. It was
Okay.
go
Yeah.
time. It was
Yeah.
go time, and we put music on. We danced.
He went way further than we go.
So I'll tell
They
you.
had Christmas trees and
Yeah.
Christmas lights and
We
inflatables.
put. I hate putting
insane.
up Christmas lights outside, but I
yeah.
put them up that night.
Yeah.
I put them up that night. I think that my hot take is. I think this is kind of what came over me, is that I feel like Halloween has started to replace Christmas. I don't know if y'all noticed this, but
In terms of the bigness.
my neighborhood, they put up.
Yeah.
As of right now, they had more
Yeah.
Halloween lights and decorations than they do Christmas stuff. So I was like, we are taking my neighborhood back for Christ, and we are going to put Christmas lights.
Good for you. Good
And we're going to take it
Beacon.
back. That's
Yes,
right.
yeah.
Yes. And they started to follow. My neighborhood across the street, he was like, he usually doesn't put it up until after Thanksgiving, but he was up a day or two later after me.
It
So,
is objectively, this is not even
yeah.
up for debate. It's just a happier holiday.
It is.
And so,
Absolutely.
honestly, in a culture where death is winning,
Yeah.
Halloween will be big.
Yes.
In a culture where joy is winning, Christmas will be
Yeah,
big.
It's true.
I have a fear that in 20 years, we won't be celebrating, or maybe even allowed to celebrate Christmas if we keep going down this road, because it's kind of it is why celebrate this time of year if it's not Christ? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's just gonna be some
another
Muslim
opportunity
holiday or
to eat more candy and eat more food and decorate the house. We don't need another one of those.
Yeah. Why do that?
Yeah.
Seth, what's your hot take?
I get tired of Christmas music on Thanksgiving weekend.
So you've started listening to it well in advance.
No.
You just listen to it and then you're done.
So I
You just hate Christmas?
no, I love Christmas. I love Christmas.
Well,
I love
how'd you get sick
celebrating
of it if
Christmas.
you didn't start listening?
No, so every year this happens to me, and I'm ashamed of it. And so this is I told Emily this morning, but I'm letting the whole world know now.
Yeah.
So I, in general, when I listen to music, unless it's like a new song that like I really am enjoying, I don't listen to a ton of things just on repeat.
Yeah.
And in the Christmas season, there's only so many people are writing new
This is
songs
true.
sometimes, but usually you get just the repeat songs done in different ways, and I find I have a hard time getting excited about that, even though that I love the Jesus that they sing about. It's like that's so funny. So, yeah.
That is a hot take.
So yeah, so I'm being good. I'm playing a lot of Christmas music in our house. We also just listen to a lot of music in our house, so we have music on pretty much all the time. And in this season, it's a lot of Christmas songs.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of the same Christmas songs done different ways. So,
Thank you for humoring me.
Hey,
You can go back to being the facilitator now.
well, I mean, I think the system's working.
Okay.
I think you wanted to
I did my
talk,
hot
and
take.
so you talk, but you actually, where you're breaking the rules is you want to be in charge twice.
Yeah, but
Right.
I don't have to go right now.
But you're going to talk about Christmas.
I am.
All right, let's do. So here's my dilemma. Let me bring you into my moderator dilemma.
Yeah.
So I could say Spencer is a seasoned host, and we'll let him show these newbies how to do it. Or I could say maybe we need to save the next Christmas thing for a little later.
Yeah.
This
is your decision.
Why don't you just? You're not gonna.
It's your decision.
Heath, life's full of tough choices.
You got to make a decision. This is your moment.
You just go. You
Okay.
go.
All right. So I actually do want to talk about something a little bit more serious. So Christmas season, as we said, is a season of great joy, a season of great celebration, a season of honestly nostalgia. I think that's one of the reasons people love Christmas so much is there's so many memories.
How do you say that
tied
word
up.
again?
Nostalgia? Am I saying it wrong? I'm wrong?
How do you say it?
nostalgia.
I say it like that.
There's
it
it's
nostalgia?
It's an A.
He's literally. It's not a UH. Nostalgia. It's spelled with an A.
My brain just fried. Okay.
Can we get some eggnog?
So it's nostalgia?
Can you say
Guys, that changes my life. I've been saying nostalgia for a long
Can you say
time.
nuclear nostalgia?
no.
How do you say? Here's the thing. Say this word. Say ORANGE.
Orange.
I knew you were going to do that because you're from Ohio.
Yes.
Orange.
I also say on instead of on. On.
Like
Turn the light on.
on.
I say turn the light on. Anyway,
I remember.
all right.
You were
all
talking
right,
about
yeah, yeah.
nostalgia.
It's weird.
Nostalgia.
Okay, so this time of year is wonderful, and also this time of year can be hard. So for a lot of folks that we pastor, even for us, people who have lost people, particularly the Christmas season, can actually be a season full of reminders and difficulty, and even pain. So I actually just wanted to talk about that. I wonder if you guys have walked through this yourself in the Christmas season of having lost someone. So like in the Harmon home, we always remember my dad. My dad passed away almost 9 years ago. And so, in 2016, my dad died in August, and we celebrated the very first Christmas without dad. We did Thanksgiving the first time without dad. And it honestly, Jesus was still born. We were celebrating those things, but it was also awful. Like it was a really terrible year. And we remember dad every year. I remember him every year when we do different traditions. And so it just changes the holiday season. It kind of it adds a layer of color to the holidays that's different. And a lot of our people are there. I mean, we're pastors, so we're shepherding people that are having their first Christmas without their spouse, their first Christmas without one of their kids, their first Christmas without their grandparent that practically raised them. And so I was just wondering, have you guys ever walked through this yourself? And what was that experience like? And then if you could share just the ways the Lord's helped you. I want you just to think, like, we're talking together. I would love to hear stories of the Lord's faithfulness in your life here, but also knowing that there's people listening in on this that are precious church members that maybe are walking through this for the very first time. So I would love to just hear from you how you've walked through these things and how you've experienced them in the Lord's help.
You want to go first?
Sure. So we're in an interesting season in our life where, for at least for me, all 4 of my grandparents are still living.
Mm-hmm.
My parents
How old are
are
you?
still living. 32.
That's incredible.
That is really amazing.
Yeah, and and so you know, a lot of my memories growing up obviously are tied to them, tied to my parents and siblings. But I'm looking down the barrel of the next 10 years, and I just know we've got a lot of loss coming in the next 10 years for my family and for my kids, and so it's one of those things where it's like everyone has sorrow in their life, but as far as specifically the loss of somebody that's near and dear, we are looking down the barrel of that, and we know it's coming. Emily and I do, but yeah, it's one of those things where we prepare, and I think as a Christian, you don't do that you don't prepare without hope. You actually have a ton of hope in Christ. My grandparents love the Lord, and that's a huge blessing. But you can also just look at it and acknowledge it, that we all have a time when we're gonna die, and Christ gives us hope in those things, and that's actually the reason why we celebrate Christmas, is that He was born. So I'm probably not the best one to answer that, because we haven't experienced it personally.
What about you, RJ?
Yeah, you know, my earliest memories of Christmas was my mom dying of cancer.
How old were you?
I was 7, about to be 8, when she passed away. So that last
Did she
Christmas.
pass away at Christmas time?
No,
or?
it was February, so it was
Okay.
a few months after that. But I have very vivid memories of her being very, very, very sick. That I mean, for the longest time I hated Christmas. It haunted me of just like I didn't ever want to celebrate this holiday. Obviously I'm a Christian, and like, you know, Jesus is born, that's amazing, but the holiday aspect of it, I was like, why? There's no joy in that. I would say that switched for me. So I think there's one like personal loss, and I'll talk about that in a second. I think that switched for me where I saw when I started seeing my kids come into the world and celebrate Christmas, is when I was like, I get it now. I understand it. And now it honestly is redeemed. I was talking to a new member couple that's they just have an amazing testimony and story. They hadn't gone to church in years, and then Charlie Kirk is assassinated, and now they're at our church and following the Lord, and are probably going to be baptized in a few weeks, Lord willing. And she lost her mom or her dad when she was young too, and she was saying the same thing of like we've found like redemption in watching, you know, our family love Jesus, and then our children love Christmas and love Jesus because of that. So I think that's been just personally like very hard to go through, but a wonderful, I mean, just like Christmas is my favorite now because I see my kids so excited about it. I get to live almost vicariously through them. I do think what is hard, I see it in my own family's life. I've got family in California. That's probably the most nostalgic place I could go on this earth, is my grandma's house. Like, she hasn't. So I have 3 out of my 4 grandparents have died. She's still alive, in great health. And in California, her house is like the most nostalgic place in the whole wide world. But it's like California, so it's like so far away.
We're in California.
Burbank.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just beautiful. I mean, it's like a $1.5 million home, and it's like the size of my house, so it's just crazy. Anyway, but it's like that's a very nostalgic place for me. It's just the same that I remember it when I was a little boy, but I never get to go out there. I think what's hard now is like, even if I were to go back to Arizona where I grew up, the houses that I grew up in have been renovated and people rent them now, and you know, there's not like, my parents are in Tampa right now, and my dad and stepmom, and they're in Tampa, and that's great. I love having them close, but there's not like a place that's nostalgic. And so honestly, like my in-laws' home has become that I'm seeing that for my family, is like whatever home we're in, we're trying to make that nostalgic. But that's a place where it's like they've lived on that land for 150 years, and it's like that solitary place. I think that's the hard part for people, is when things change. Like we have 2 families in our church that have lost somebody this year, just thinking of very recently, and then the places change too.
Yes.
People move, and it's like you're so far away from home. And that's where some of my, when I was at college, going to Louisville and from to Arizona is a very long distance as well, and spending Thanksgiving and Christmas with like friends and pastors, like Joey Eaton, like spending, like Thanksgiving at his house as like a church member was like one of my favorite Thanksgivings ever. So I think the church can step in there in a lot of ways to help that, but especially if you're older and your children are out of the house and far away, that's where it gets pretty sad and dark, if you think about it too hard. And that's where I think a lot of people, if you know somebody like that, you should bring them into your Christmas celebration.
Yeah, I know in our family, we, when I go back to Cincinnati area, I grew up in Middletown. It's so funny. It's like it unlocks these memories. It's like I get a key to a file cabinet of memories that I don't get to access at any other time except for when I go there. And so when I go there, it's really, I love being back in my hometown, but I start remembering all these things about my dad that make me sad. And so it's a time of sobriety. It's also a time of drawing near to the Lord, just to talk with him about everything that I'm feeling. But I think Christmas is a time that you get a key to a file cabinet in your life, and that can be grievous for a lot of people. What about you? What's it been like for you personally, and how have you how has the Lord helped you in times of grief around the holidays? What's the Lord taught you that you've been able to minister to other people?
Yeah. So in some ways, I was listening to Seth, and in some ways our experience is a little opposite. So all of my parents are dead and all of my grandparents are dead. So I've had to go through, my dad died just a few months before Christmas time, and my dad was like the least controversial person. I just love my dad, and he was wonderful. And so I've had to go through like Christmas when we're not at Granny's house anymore, and Christmas after Papa died, and Christmas after my mom died, and Christmas after my dad died. So I've, in some ways, my experience is opposite yours. Another reality that's just a horrible thing to have to say is that most of the Christmases when I was a little boy, most of them were mostly sad.
Yeah.
So my mom was a drunk, and she would bottom out at Christmas
time, like,
and just get sloshed and mean and depressed. And so there are just like a lot of really, really bad memories. There were good memories too. I mean, there were good memories with my dad, good memories with my mama, and there were good memories too. But there weren't many Christmases that weren't tinged with a lot of pain. And some Christmases were some of the worst days of my life. So
Really?
So my mom, she tried to kill me on a Christmas night one time.
Really?
Tried to kill me and my brother. We were in the fourth grade, third grade or fourth grade, tried to kill us and chased us through the snow. We had frostbite up to our knees and wound up in foster care. So we didn't even go back to that house because it was so bad we had to go live in a foster home. So that was really bad. And that was Christmas night. The tree was blinking and everything, and so between death of precious people, between some horrifying events in my life on Christmas Day, honestly, even now, just a change in life. Like my kids aren't babies anymore, and you just look back and you're like, Christmas is different when your kids are little, and they're just, everything's new and fresh, and it's still good. We've got, I mean, our kids are mostly teenagers, and now we have this grandbaby, and I can't wait to give her a bunch of Christmas gifts. And so, but things aren't the way they used to be, and so I've got. You've got a reason to be sad. And I would want to say, because what I'm getting ready to say might be a little controversial to some people, so I would want to just say, hey, I know what it is like to feel the loss. I know what it's like to have horrible things just right there at Christmas time. And so I think what I would say is, the Bible makes clear that there's a season for everything. There's a time to laugh. There's a time to mourn. And sometimes it's a time to mourn in a way that's not convenient on the calendar. So like your first Christmas without your dad, that might be a good time to mourn. Hey, it was great when dad was here, and now dad's gone, and that's sad. I had to go through that. That is true. And I also want to say, all of us need to pray and ask the Lord for help to not make these times of celebration in the Christian year tantamount to our bad memories. So it's not eventually you have to get to a point. I'm not saying it's the first Christmas. I'm not saying it's the second Christmas. But eventually you have to get to a point where what we're celebrating here is bigger than the bad thing that happened to me. Here's the thing. You just don't want to live your life that way. You don't want to live your life that way where the bad things that happen to you blow up and define your life. What it means that we're Christians is that after death comes a resurrection. What it means that we're Christians is that in a horrible world, God sends his son. Like what it means that we're Christians is that good wins this thing. What it means that we're Christians is that forever we're not mourning, forever we're celebrating. And so you have to find a way to really believe that. You have to ask the Lord for grace to do it. And just I think if everybody could say like, hey, I need to be, and hey, there's going to be every Christmas where you're like, you know what? I remember what it was like when Mom made that thing.
Yeah.
I remember what it was like when my dad, he loved, this is not very Christmas-y, but he loved to watch A Christmas Story. And they run whatever the television station is that runs it 24 hours. He would just leave it on. And I can hear my dad laughing now.
Sweet memory.
And I thought those parts were funny because he thought they were funny. And I don't get to hear that. I haven't heard that laugh in over a decade now.
Right.
And that's sad. And I watch A Christmas Story every year now. And every year I think about my dad. And there's a moment where I'm like, you know what, Lord? That's sad. I miss my dad. Lord, thank you for my dad. But then I move on.
That's right.
And I say, hey, listen, Jesus is alive. He was born, he's alive, and this is about him. And I don't want to shrink it down to my pain.
That's good. That's very,
Because
very helpful.
sometimes the pain at Christmas is not about a loss. Sometimes it's just about change. I mean, it's just life changes. And I think when you entrust that change to the Lord and trusting him, you're able to trust him with the good that he's giving and not the good that you hoped for or expected, which is an idea that C.S. Lewis kind of works out in the book Paralandra. But just that idea of like, okay, we are expecting a certain good thing and we're upset that we're not getting it, and it blinds us to the good thing that's actually being given to us. And I think in the changes that I think surround Christmas, whether it's kids are getting older or like now I have this young family and we're starting to do some things on our own, and Christmas is very different for me personally because I'm not doing the same things I used to do when I was a kid, and but now I'm getting to do new things with this bunch that's mine to love, and it's embracing and trusting the Lord and embracing the good things he's giving.
I always want to remind people too. We have several folks at the Nocatee campus that are going through grief and have gone through grief over the last several years. And it goes without saying, we always say this, but it's so important, I think, for the body of Christ just to be looking out for those people. I know people that are widows or widowers that found community at our church. They found community. And so at the holidays, they're with their church family and they're being loved really well by the church. And it's actually the discovery of a brand new kind of dimension of joy in the Lord and with believers. And so it can be a really painful time of year. And I think that's just life in a fallen world, but also it's about Christ. And so we can move from sadness to joy because of what Christmas is about. And also because we can experience, we can have new ways of experiencing God's love through the body of Christ. And so thanks for sharing that. It's really helpful.
That's great. And now, we're kind of at a crossroads here. Nothing has happened that can be undone with you two. You haven't charted a course yet. You can do anything you wanted. So it's still within your power to have this Christmas season, have this episode be an exclusively Christmas edition. But it's totally up to you. So I'm just going to toss it.
That felt almost a little passive aggressive.
A little.
There's no passive aggression. I want you to
Just
own
aggression.
your responsibility. All right.
You keep looking at me.
I want you to appreciate what it is in your power to do. And so you can have this be a Christmas episode, or we can go talk about whatever. So here's the thing. Why don't I just toss it to you, RJ? You go and whatever you want to talk about.
Will I only get one question, or can we come back?
Well, you know what? Here's the thing. I'm looking at the timer here. What if we say you got 15 minutes to do anything you want?
Okay. Well, I mean, we could go. We already did some Christmas stuff. Let's go somewhere else.
There we go. You're in charge, RJ.
Okay.
I was joking with the guys when we were talking about questions, and I put out some really funny ones. I don't know why this one was the one that you wanted. I think the other one scared you guys a little bit more, but whatever. But
Did I see these?
no, I sent them to Spencer.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't say them on live there, but this will be the last time RJ Lago's on. Okay, so a big thing that when I'm talking to young people, students, college students, or even in just like social media in general, is the topic of aliens.
Okay. Yeah, here we go.
Tell me what people are talking about. I want to.
Okay,
this
so-
is new to me.
Okay, so you know nothing about this?
I truly
So I'm
don't
telling
know.
you,
I haven't
you're-
heard
I'm
anything
telling
about
you-
this. I truly.
Wow, Spencer.
I know. I feel,
I'm telling you.
Somebody get
You guys
Italy.
immediately.
I was about to say that.
He actually lives in a UFO.
Seriously, I'm like when you were like people are talking about this, I was like, you're serious.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, talk about it.
So
Tell me.
like,
How many conversations have you had about aliens in the last 6
not
months?
enough. That's why I'm here to talk about this
Trying to
topic.
force more conversation.
There are so many people who are
So
talking
many
about
people.
this.
No, let me just
Many good people.
let me lay out my case. Okay.
Well,
First off,
I want to know what people are saying.
well, let me just
Okay.
tell you some news stories.
Okay.
that will
Spencer, this is
disprove
not
to
your
you.
segment.
I know, but I
This is
want to
RJ's
understand.
intro.
You, my man, are a normie trying to get in the way to distract us from the aliens out there. You are being used by the aliens. No, I'm just kidding. I'm trying to hide, man.
The pendulum swing from what we were talking about to what we are
Help
talking
us
about.
walk through Christmas loss. I want you to get out of my life while I try to explain UFOs to the people who don't understand it. This guy's on a mission here.
So crazy. Go ahead, RJ. Sorry. I'm going to
Okay.
be quiet.
Whew, okay. Let's start. You remember last year? Stop looking at me like that.
Okay, I'll look.
So I'm going to talk to you because you're the one under the rock. So do you remember last year? Do you remember the story at all? Last year, I think it was in like August, September. You know what I'm about to talk about? The UFO sightings in New Jersey.
Yes,
you
I
remember
do
this?
remember this,
Okay.
yeah.
That was like that is like the tip of the iceberg. I mean, just in our news media, I'm saying the most popular podcasters out there, hundreds of millions of people listen to their stuff, talk about aliens. I would say almost on a monthly, maybe even bi-weekly basis. Like it's like such a topic. Everybody talks about it.
Okay.
Not so much in the Christian world, maybe, but like definitely in our secular culture, it's talked about. So you remember New Jersey last year. There's been a lot of talk about sightings. And then the big thing that's kind of like blown it off the top has been military service members actually bringing footage and evidence of their encounters on radar. Do you remember that there was this news story of a radar image of this like Tic Tac looking thing?
Okay.
If you just go and look it up afterwards, like Tic Tac on radar alien, you'll find like this video of this some sort of craft traveling being recorded by, this isn't like RJ and his iPhone. This is like, military service member with radar recording something that's moving at like speeds that we can't imagine, turning, making movements that are just unnatural. And even some of these stories that it's like they're going, like the ships go into water, out of water, and do not stop. They slow down. They just speed through. So all I have to say, like, or even our government is talking about it. So what do you think about it? I mean, I don't know.
He's the host. He asked you.
Yeah, am I the host? Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
This is
I was
mine.
you caught me off guard because I was just chuckling at something you said. Next thing I knew, I was on the hot
Sorry,
seat.
what did I say?
You said even our government is talking about it.
No, it's well, because like I'm telling you, like you know,
I know.
Like you know what I'm talking about.
I know
Like,
what you're talking about.
I know you love the news maybe
Yeah.
much as I do, and it's
I know what you're talking
wild what our government is
The
talking
New
about.
Jersey thing was weird last year.
It's very weird.
And these folks giving testimony on Capitol Hill, that's a fresh thing. Like these pilots who aren't like, people in a double wide that are swearing what they saw after they'd had a couple of, tall ones or something like that. I mean, yeah, there's okay. So
I have thoughts too, by the way, on what this is, but I would love to hear.
yeah. So let me
You asked the question. You're not allowed to
I know
share
I'm
your
not allowed
thoughts.
to share.
You can do it's your segment.
I'll wait till
you can
the
do
end.
anything you
I'll wait
want. So you're asking me what I think, and let me start. Let me start by saying honestly, I don't know. There's a whole bunch I don't know, and actually that's very freeing. Honestly, everybody feels like they got to be a stinking expert about everything, and they have to find everything out. And most of us can't find most things out about most things. We're just very, very limited, and so it's very freeing for me to be like, I don't know. How would I know who's telling the truth and who's lying, and what videos are real and which ones aren't? And there's things that make me go, well, that seems like a really suspicious thing. That seems like a really. You mean you don't have any information about this at all? Like the New Jersey thing.
Yeah.
We don't know. Like, really, you don't know anything.
Or it was just drones that people are flying around.
Yeah, like okay, really? And I realize that's a high drone traffic area. I get all that, but really, this is an odd thing. So I don't. So it's just freeing for me to be able to say I don't know. Here is what I know. What I know is there is. So I'm a Bible guy. I'm a sufficiency of Scripture guy. There's nothing in the Bible that forbids some sort of extraterrestrial life. There's nothing in the Bible that forbids that. Now, there's plenty in the Bible that forbids life that is special, like the human race. Mm-hmm. So, made in the image of God, Jesus comes in the flesh to give his life for the human race. Like, what's happening here on this planet is a unique thing that is not repeatable in the cosmos. But that doesn't mean there's not the potential for other kinds of life on other planets. In fact, you just look at all the multiple galaxies and how much space we're talking about. You could make a credible case that it's harder to believe there's nothing else out there than there is something else out there. So the Bible gives us those parameters. You can't rule it out, but there are certain kinds of things that you can rule out. Then the question is, well, what is there? And here's the thing where I think we, particularly as ministers of the gospel, have to be very, very sober-minded. So you read the Bible about, one of the most dominant themes in the Old and the New Testament is how you figure out what is true. That's the whole Bible's about. Here's what's true. Here's what's false. And in the Bible, something is true, seen to be true, I'll say that, when there is warrant for it. So God doesn't ask us to believe things without warrant. Sometimes the warrant is, well, I'm God and I just told you it. So if you're not a horrible, wicked man, then you'll believe me when I speak. So sometimes the warrant is God's speech. Sometimes the warrant is a miracle. So I'm going to walk on water, or I'm going to send rain or stop rain or multiply food, and that's the way you're going to know. Very typically, I don't know if it's most frequently, but very, very typically, a very common warrant in the Bible is witness testimony. So over and over and over again, you're supposed to believe what multiple witnesses tell you. So I think if we're going to believe what's going on out there, I think we need to be very, very disciplined, Christians, especially ministers of the gospel. I think we need to be very, very disciplined to insist on credible eyewitness testimony, and not to be silly and be like, well, how come nobody's saying it? Like I need you to be a credible witness, and I need you and multiple others to give a credible witness to this same thing. And once we start on the evidence of 2 or 3 witnesses, this is a common, 8 or 10 times in the Bible, on the evidence of 2 or 3 witnesses shall a matter be established. And so redneck from Kentucky, by the way, I'm a redneck from Kentucky. Redneck from Kentucky saw one thing, somebody down in Miami saw another thing. Like, that's not a multiplication of witnesses. That's just a bunch of different stuff. But when you have 2 and 3 and 4 people seeing the same thing, now we can start to believe it. So I think Christians need to be very, very disciplined, not to be jerked hither and thither by just various stories, but to insist on clear, credible eyewitness testimony. And that's the best I got.
So let me ask you this. So I've not spent as much time thinking about aliens as either of you have. That's because they told me I shouldn't talk about it too much. So one of the things I've thought about is, so the Bible doesn't give us a bunch of information about extraterrestrial life. doesn't forbid that from happening. But the way I've always thought about it is, okay, if there was an intelligent life on another planet, what would we say then they're not created in the image of God? Because human beings are created in the image of God, we're told. Which means, are they under the law of God in the same way? Do they need someone to die for their sins? Like, how would you put that together?
Well, I guess, too, what you're bringing up, I would love to hear more about what you were saying about, okay, so humans we're like the kings and queens of God's creation, right?
Yeah.
Like we're his
The whole
viceroys.
cosmos.
The
We're
whole
here on
cosmos,
Earth,
yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're talking about like an intelligence that gets on is able to make a ship that's able to fly across the galaxy, which I'm told is very hard to do.
They told me that too.
They told you that too.
Yeah.
Then,
no idea this is really hard.
This took us forever.
To me, it's like if that alien race comes on a ship, like that seems like they're almost better than us. So like, they got to want that up on us. You know what I'm saying? Like at least that. I mean, we got football, we got the SEC, but like
how do you put it together theologically?
In the same token, like so John at the end of Revelation, like he's so overwhelmed by this angel that he sees that he wants to like fall down and worship it. That is a creature that God made that is not made in his image in the same way that man is. That I mean is so powerful and is so impressive apparently that John's like, I gotta worship this thing, and the angel's like, no, don't do it. Like,
so you'd say like maybe alien life could be angelic, demonic.
I'm just saying the argument
forces.
that like that a creature who could do that necessarily has to be made in the image of God, and I don't know.
But how do you put that together? Because human beings solely are created in the image of God.
Yeah.
Which and then human beings fell into sin, need a redeemer. What are the implications of let's take for granted that this is extraterrestrial life? What are the theological implications of that in your mind?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I was getting ready to throw in the angelic life thing that
Okay.
that Seth talked about. So I would say, hey, listen, we have evidence of beings that are intelligent, that are not human life, that are not biological life. The troubling thing for this conversation, the troubling thing about that for this conversation is that intelligent life that is not made in the divine image is revealed to us.
That's right.
And so now we're talking about life that has not been revealed to us.
Right.
And God is not under any obligation to tell us everything he's done in the whole in the whole of his creation. But what we're doing is now we're stepping out beyond what is written, and we have to be very, very careful.
Yes.
One of the things too about alien encounters, whatever you want to call them, is that actually you can. I've maybe listened to too much of this, but is that it's actually somewhat easy to communicate with these, like have these encounters. Is what you actually need to do is do some like seance. You're laughing at me behind the camera. Is like do seances and drugs and like occultic practices.
That's like a common theme you're seeing.
That is a massive theme.
Interesting.
In the topic of aliens. I don't know if you've heard that. But
I did not know that.
It is a thing. Like, and so
just to be clear, you're not endorsing this practice.
and I've tried it a few times. Not just kidding. Never done it before. I was a pastor at First Baptist Jacksonville.
Yeah.
This
So
is
you're saying-
this
No,
is
but
the exit interview.
You'll have my resume or my resignation right after this.
But you're saying people are getting into really dark stuff
Absolutely,
as they're
yes,
pursuing this
yes.
knowledge of extraterrestrial
Absolutely,
life.
yeah. Like there's stories, and I mean these are stories in the sense there are thousands of the stories that I'm about to share. So that eyewitness testimony, they're all seeing similar things and similar experiences. When they do these drugs, they go out in the desert, do these drugs. They see image like lights in the sky, images, beings that talk to them and then become malicious towards them as like time goes on. Like the more encounters you have with them, and I've always just felt like I used to be afraid of that because I think that's interesting, at least in the take of it's extraterrestrial. It could be just some animalistic thing that's gotten on a ship and got over here. But where I've kind of landed on the topic has been, I brought it up, so I'm sorry, but
It's your segment.
Yeah, I guess I'm the host. I can do whatever.
You don't have to ask us anything.
This is strong coffee.
Merry Christmas, you filthy aliens.
That's right. Is
Discord.
that I've just kind of landed this ship on no pun intended. Is on thank you. Is that they have to be. To me, it almost is like they have to be demons. Like they have to be angelic beings that want to. I think a lot of the people in our secular culture are being tempted away from Christ because of their encounters with these demons.
Look at that.
I don't know what you think about that either, but
Yeah, here's the thing. Like, when
It's
you're
all-
talk-
it's
when
a
you're talking
religion.
About, when you're talking about people doing drugs and going out and like you got malevolent forces, that is a spiritually dark kind of thing, and people are going to get in trouble doing that kind of mess. I would say that's even now we're probably outside of the realm of UFOs and just into the spiritual forces of darkness that nobody ought to be horsing around with.
we should probably end on this or the FBI will come for us. But this is actually what people say Area 51 is really about, is not like they have extraterrestrial beings there, but they actually have like they're communicating with the demons. There is the idea of like it's not, what do they call it? It's extraterrestrial is an alien outside of Earth, but a like paraterrestrial or like paranormal being.
Paranormal.
You want to know what I think is just, this is beyond the alien thing, but what I think is so interesting about the conversation, as you're saying this is really popular, is it really does indicate that everybody knows that there's something more.
Absolutely.
It's like written on our hearts.
Absolutely.
But it also indicates Romans 1,
Yes.
which is sin, which is we suppress the truth in unrighteousness. It's like, so people are like, do you think aliens are real? And it's like, no. Well, I think demons are real. I think sin is real. I think God is real. I think angels are real. I think heaven is real. Hell is real. And it's so interesting how people are like, well, I don't believe in that.
Yeah.
But I do believe in these demons in the deserts after I do peyote, or whatever. And I'm not saying those demons aren't real, but I'm saying it's written on the human hearts, eternity. Eternity is written on the human heart.
Yeah.
And when I see stuff like this of people being fascinated by going to a haunted house at Halloween time, or let's do the 3-hour History Channel special on aliens and eyewitness testimonies, is people, I think we show our hand that we know that things that we can't see are real, but we suppress the truth and unrighteousness when we're presented with what is revealed in Scripture, what is true in Scripture, and we'll all be held accountable for that.
Yeah, and I think it's like just maybe we can end on this, is like we are worshipers, so we worship something, and so we can't live in this atheistic world for too long
Yes.
without saying,
Doesn't
okay,
work.
this doesn't work. Like I think everybody's done with evolution; it's over. This is like we're just kind of fooling ourselves now. But what's next? What do we worship next? Is it Christ or is it going to be aliens? Whatever they are.
Well, you're continuing to watch the After Sunday show.
What a first segment
This is
for
Heath
RJ.
Lambert here. I just want the record to show I come to these conversations with absolutely no advanced knowledge of what anyone is going to say. And the opinions of the host are theirs, their own, and do not represent the opinions of the First Baptist Church of Jacksonville, Florida. All right. Now that we got that
Disclaimer.
Let's go back to Christmas.
All right.
Seth,
Yeah, no, I will. I'll
it's
go
all
back to
you,
Christmas.
man. Take us home.
Okay. So I'll put a Christmas spin on
Oh, we
a
are
different
going back
question.
to Christmas. Okay, so you're going to be the one UFO.
I'm sorry.
blurb.
I left you on an island.
Christmas.
Welcome to
Okay, so I've done a lot of holiday road trips in my life.
Because Little Rock.
Yeah, Little Rock is where a bunch of my family is, and then I had family in Louisville for a time. We haven't done a road trip out to California. We might at some point. It'd be kind of fun. So one of the things that Emily and I love to do on these holiday road trips is we love to listen to fun books. So just really enjoyable listens. We have some that we go back to. But what I want to know, so Sean made the punk move at one point of asking you what 3 books you would spend a prison sentence
It was the
with.
worst episode of the After Sunday
Which
show
is funny because
in
Sean
history.
never does punk things.
Never. It's shocking.
It's
What was that about?
Stunning.
So what I would like is what are some books that you would like to take on a leisurely Christmas vacation and just enjoy reading?
Christmas vacation.
It doesn't have to be Christmas themed books, but just it's gonna be enjoyable reads.
I'll go first. I have started the tradition of reading A Christmas Carol every year. So I just kicked it off after Thanksgiving a couple of days ago as of this recording. And I just love it. There's something about A Christmas Carol that just
true.
it like
so good.
brings the Christmas spirit into my heart, if you will. And it's just really great. The writing's wonderful. Like we were talking about the description of Ebenezer Scrooge at the beginning.
Yeah.
It's just the best.
We're actually talking about the description of Ebenezer Scrooge because we were making fun of Sean Perron.
So true. I forgot.
We're using it to make fun of. Scrooge was an evil, cold-hearted, stone-hearted, flint, wretched, whatever. Yeah, I can't remember that. But
Yeah, so I love that book. That would definitely be on the list. When I take breaks, usually on the summertime when I take breaks, but just when I read leisurely, I like to read sports books. Particularly, I really love to read baseball books. So usually every summer I read a baseball book, but I would pick up a sports book anytime just to read the story of a team or to read a story of a player on something. I think that's really fun. And then we were talking about this, I got into P.G. Wodehouse. And
someone would
he is so funny.
Yep.
I've never laughed harder in a book
Yeah.
than reading
He can do it
P.G.
too.
Do you remember
Wodehouse.
which one you read?
Stiff Upper Lip
Yeah.
Jeeves
Okay.
was the one I was reading, and it's just so ridiculous. Like, but it's funny because the stories themselves are so silly, but the writing is so excellent and good.
The stories are like stealing your uncle's coffee creamer.
It's silly,
but
it's
all the antics and the hijinks, you're like, oh my gosh.
and just the whole relationship between him and Jeeves is great,
Yeah.
and so I love listening to stuff like that or reading stuff like that. Those would be definitely on the like leisurely. I'm reading The Hobbit right now for the very first time.
Whoa.
That's been really fun. So any novel or anything that's just outside of the normal realm of my reading, which is usually theology and ministry and commentaries and more technical things. And so anything that's just outside of that lane, I love.
So good.
I love reading. So yeah. Leisurely book.
Man, I would say, like Narnia, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter are probably just like books that I've come back to over and over, just a continual, especially like Narnia that I just come back to over and over to continual. I don't feel like there's a lot of, I love, people don't know this about me, but I am very nostalgic. So like when I enter into a world
I'm nostalgic.
Nostalgic. Gesundheit. So like when I enter a world in a book, I don't like ending that world. It's just sad.
Yeah,
it's so sad.
It's so sad.
You know the Wing Feather Saga? You and I have talked a lot about this, but like Wing Feather Saga
that's
by
great.
Andrew Peterson is like
So good.
so good. So we read that this year, last year. And so I have a hard time leaving a world and going into a different world and like especially branching out. My wife does it all the time and I don't understand her. But
So you like want to stay?
I like
in
going
the
back to the
same-
world.
okay.
Yeah, I like trying to remember the things that I've forgotten from that world. So it's like when I'm thinking of Christmas, it's like Narnia has like such a, in the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, you've got, Saint Nick coming and like it's the end of the winter. It's like the witch's curse is broken. It's like I forgot that till right now, and I should go read those books, before the new year. And so I would say though, like nostalgic books or just like leisurely books that I like reading is like I love Civil War history and just kind of history in general. So I just read a World War II history. I've just started a Civil War biography, and I read a different Civil War biography earlier in the year too on Stonewall Jackson, and it was phenomenal. Have you read Rebel Yell? S.C.
I have
Wayne?
not read that book. I'm familiar with
It
it,
is
but I've not read it.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
It is very good.
I'll read that.
And it's very good. But and that almost feels like going into somebody else's world and experience. You just
Yeah,
learn
that's true.
somebody. It's like I don't agree with everything you do, but it's amazing to see some of the things
Yeah.
you did.
That's true.
Yeah, it's actually the parallels between history and fiction are actually really because
Yeah, that's
both
true.
you are kind of entering into it for.
And you have to get the right biography,
Yeah.
or it's ruined. Like if you get too technical, it's that's kind of boring.
true.
So boring. But if you get one that's like skewed, that's the other thing. If you get one that's skewed politically, that's boring too. It's like I don't want to hear your opinion. I want to know this person.
I also, and I'm not talking about like academic research, but I'm talking about just normal people reading a book. if you're going to read a biography about somebody, you want to read a biography about somebody written by someone who really loved them.
Yes.
It's so true.
Yes.
Because then you're like,
Yes.
oh, because you get to appreciate the person
Yes.
from somebody who knew them.
Yes.
And
Oh,
appreciated
yeah.
them.
Yeah. And I think if they love them, like a good biography of a person who loves them is going to show you their flaws
Yeah,
as it goes on,
Mm-hmm.
but they're not going to chronological snobbery. I forget who used that first, but
It was Lewis.
is it Lewis? Yeah. So it's like, I hate when biographers do that. It's like I wasted 100 pages in this book already, and I'm throwing it out because you have just like gone your own direction. But Rebel Yell was a really good one where he very much appreciated him. So anyway, that's where I go, and then or even like theological topics. It's like I don't get to read about eschatology too often in my free time, and so I'm gonna go grab a book and spend the Christmas season talking about it or reading about it. So.
What about you, Heath?
So honestly, I would repeat a lot of things that were said here. I do love when I'm on a break, whether it's a summer break or Christmas break or Thanksgiving. I love to read things that are just sheer enjoyment. And I love to read things where I get to enter another world too. Again, it doesn't have to be a fiction world. I love World War II history. I've probably spent as much time reading World War II history as I've spent reading anything outside of Bible and theology. I love it. And if you get the right kind of Churchill biography or the right kind of slice of a story, honestly, you can't read about World War II without somewhere hitting some kind of Christmas celebration, and you get to hear about like Churchill at the White House for Christmas, you just get to, so those things are wonderful to read. So I love to do that. I love biographies. I really love to read good fiction. And that's, it doesn't have to be anything highbrow. It just has to be a good story that's well written. So I love Agatha Christie. I love C.S. Lewis. I've had some good experiences with Tolkien. I like The Hobbit. I've just heard a click, click, click off to the side that is one of disapproval, but I'm saying good things. Okay, I'm saying good things.
Is it because you said Tolkien and not Tolkien?
Or I didn't say I just love every single moment of every book that he ever.
Our honorary fifth host is
talking to. I know. One day we'll introduce you to
really
this
do.
shadowy character over here, who's always fact checking us and waving Dumbo at us. So I love to read those kinds of things. Honestly, I don't know how many times I've read A Christmas Carol at Christmas time. It's honestly, if you've never read A Christmas Carol, you should honestly stop what you're doing and just read it. It's a quick read. You'll plow through it.
And it's the book is better than any rendition of it.
It's better, and it's more obviously Christian.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know if I've seen a movie
Yes.
or a visual portrayal of it where they talk about Christmas the way Dickens actually talks about Christmas.
Absolutely.
So you should do it. But I would also zoom out by that and say, honestly, if you just want to read, you guys are talking about nostalgia and like just this homey, comfortable feel. Dickens will do that to you in almost any book he wrote. So I'm a huge Dickens fan. Maybe I've read something I didn't like, but I can't think of it right now. But David Copperfield. If you want to read Great Expectations, if you want to read Hard Times, that's not a better known, but it's a wonderful book. Dickens is just great at talking about home and talking about these eccentric characters that are going to make you think about your crazy relatives in the other room. So I love Dickens. So I could say a lot of the things that you guys have said. I will just say this will tie in your reading at Christmas together with your UFO question. So I just finished. A dear friend of mine just gave me for my birthday this year a copy of the Hail Mary Project.
No.
Is that, what did I say?
Hail Mary Project.
And it's called what?
Project Hail Mary.
She couldn't handle
My wife is reading that. My
Project
wife is
Hail
reading that.
Mary. I've not heard of this. What is it?
Yeah.
Okay, so here it's called Project
Is it a
Hail Mary.
novel?
I had never heard of it. It's a novel.
Don't
It's
spoil it
about
because
this-
I'm probably going to read this after.
I
so
won't.
don't
No
spoil it.
spoilers. I'm only going to say one thing about it, and you'll know it by the second page or the third page. It's by the same guy who wrote The Martian.
Oh.
Yeah,
didn't
and they're
know
getting ready. It's a movie now. I think the movie comes out in the spring.
Ryan Reynolds.
And so I don't read a lot of science fiction. I've read some, but my
check it out.
dear friend who gave it to me was trying to expand my horizons on my reading, and so I read it over Thanksgiving, and I could not put it down.
Ooh.
I could not put it
Okay.
down. It was so good. It's very, very different, and here it is. It's about UFOs.
All right.
And here's the thing: the UFO life that it's about. Again, you're going to know this early in the first chapter. The UFO life, it's not intelligent. They're like amoeba, single cell kinds of life forms that are causing a lot of trouble. They're just doing what they do, just like a bacteria in your
Interesting.
bloodstream or something, and it's causing all sorts of trouble, and they got to go save the planet. So the Hail Mary what is it? Now I'm confused. Project Hail Mary. So Project Hail Mary is about how we're going to save the planet from these people who are from these organisms that are messing everything up.
Interesting.
And honestly, it was just a delightful way to spend some days at Thanksgiving. It was just a great story, well told, always keeps you guessing. I mean, you think, okay, I now know the narrative arc that we're on, and then he's like, nope, we're going over here. And then you go
that's
down that way for a little bit,
That's
and then he
fun.
switches it over here. And I mean, I've read a lot of books, I've read a lot of fiction, and he kept me guessing until the very last page. That last paragraph on the last page, I was like, well, I'll be dipped. The last sentence is just a fascinating sentence. And I was like, what a crazy way to end the book. But it was great. So
I gotta go read it now. I
so
feel
it's
so
not.
inspired.
There's nothing particularly
That's
Christmassy about it, but it was just a great story, and I was happy to do it while on break.
Yes, and aliens.
And aliens.
What are your
Aliens.
books?
You guys have mentioned a lot of them. I would also recommend G.K. Chesterton's Father Brown stories.
Oh yeah.
They're fantastic. And if you like that vein, of course, Sherlock Holmes is wonderful. So Emily and I have actually spent a lot of road trips listening to one of those two.
Oh, that's fun.
Sherlock Holmes and
Sherlock Holmes and Father Brown. Yeah. G.K. Chesterton has
Yeah.
these Father Brown
Okay.
mysteries that are so fun.
his ability to turn a phrase,
Oh my
Chesterton's,
goodness
is
gracious.
unparalleled.
It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
He's more honestly. He's in terms of his writing ability. He's up there with
is
Wodehouse.
up there.
It's just he's writing serious stuff.
I wonder if anyone's ever done research on the parallels between those two guys, because they're similar.
Yeah.
His wittiness. The A Christmas Carol that I'm reading, the introduction's by G.K. Chesterton.
Oh,
Isn't that interesting?
that is very interesting.
He loved the book.
Oh,
And
I
he
had
wrote
no idea.
he wrote an introduction to it.
Look at that.
Anyway,
Learn
yeah,
something
sorry.
every day. Well, my goodness, I honestly believe there's nothing left for us to discuss. I think we've talked about everything.
We've talked about so much.
We've covered. Listen, I don't know if you're still listening. I don't know if you still go to First Baptist Church. I really don't. I think as we'll find out after this episode of the After
RJ's
Sunday
still
Show.
Yeah, I'm employed by the time this
Yeah,
comes out.
it's like I'm like ringing somebody up at Publix next week. They're like, "How'd you get here?" I was like, "Well, have you ever heard of the After Sunday Show?" All right. Well, hey, listen. This is the last episode before Christmas. But it's not the last episode of the year because we're going to have a New Year's episode. Okay. But this is the last episode of the After Sunday Show before Christmas. So to you and yours, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Hey everybody, it's almost 2026. It's hard to believe.
We're not starting now.
Hey everybody, it's me and my boy Heath here. It's 2026.
Yo, yo, yo.
What's up? What if we did that?
We've got 6 to 7 things.
6, 7. 6, 7.
Just But if we ever do a burger roller, that needs to make it. All right. All right, let me do this.
All right. Go for it. We fully support you.
This
What's he
reminds me
talking
of when we did the preaching one. And do you remember when we spent 25 minutes?
Yeah, if you get started off on the wrong foot, it is a bad thing. It's very 6, 7 of us.
Oh my goodness.
Is that how you use that? I forget.